Good morning. Happy Friday. I mean, to be fair, all days roll into one for me at the minute. Right, I'm going to do things a little bit different this morning. So, I've got a channeled message. I'm going to do some tarot, and then I've got one of my new decks. So, I thought we could incorporate this at the end. Obviously, I only received these last night. So I'd rather use the book because I feel like it always has a lot of information in there. So yeah, I thought that's what I would do. I hope we're all waking up on the right side of the bed this morning. Okay, so the first part of my channel. So I channel messages through my spirit guide, Jerry, okay? Right, so starting off, I got a very big feeling that there was determination with working towards some form of studying. So whether that be like a legitimate degree, or whether it be going back to college, or whether it be teaching yourself something, you could be into all this sort of like what I call woo-woo stuff. But there is a determination to go back into that student-like energy. Next, I could feel a change around employment. Now, whether something happens and it creates this big illusion that everything's bad, just remember this. So there's something revolving around employment. Now, I did see somebody step away from one career and then go into another career. But this could come about in very different ways. Okay, so the next thing was all about not charging forwards recklessly, because if you do, or if you try to sort of, in a sense, trick the universe and force your way out of a bad situation, this could lead to hardship, just to let you know, and financial loss. So don't allow panic to take over. So say, for instance, like people were getting laid off and you've taken a snippet of something and running with it, right? So then you rush into getting a new job that's, say, for less money, but then actually it turns out that there was only so many people being laid off and you weren't that person. Do you get what I mean? You've got to be really open-minded in situations like this, and also you just have to have faith that you're being led in the right direction, which you are. But please don't charge ahead recklessly, because it will just end in disaster. And lastly, I got a message to do with burdened relationships. So you, just like everybody in the Mercury retrograde, that has finally finished. Thank fuck. But whatever and whoever needed to go have gone for a reason. So do not hold on to these relationships, and do not allow those relationships to burden you. All the decisions that you've made, you have made the right decision. These relationships were genuinely weighing you down. And I was shown somebody having bricks tied to their ankles and, like sinking underwater, a bit like what happened to us witches. But that's the sort of stuff I could see. So this is a confirmation that either you have done the right thing, or your burden relationships need to go. I forgot to say, all of this is happening at a very fast pace as well. So it's kind of like, don't drown in the process, just keep your head above water is my advice for all of that. Do you know the irony? The dustbin men have just turned up to take all the rubbish away. So I think that maybe that is exactly what's going on. It was just funny. I thought, what's that noise? And then I realised it's the bin men. So, allow trash to take itself out, Obviously, we have to prompt it. And another good thing is, if you don't know whether you can trust somebody, or you don't know whether you are meant to get rid of somebody out of your life or not, ask. Sorry, I always forget that you can't see my hands. Just ask, and the evidence will present itself. But really prepare yourself, because if you don't want to see that truth, you're going to see that truth anyway. I'm here again in my pajamas, and today I've actually dropped coffee on me. So you could be feeling very clumsy at the minute. But I believe that when there's certain retrogrades going on, it does make you naturally clumsy. I mean, I've always been clumsy. But I just thought that was kind of appropriate. Right. Okay. So let's get some tarot on these situations, or this channeled message rather. 8 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles. Shut up. Shut up. Knight of Swords. I don't know why I act surprised. I do this stuff a lot. Knight of Wands. The Tower. Oh, the 2 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles. And I've just dropped my cards everywhere. So sorry, I zone out sometimes because I'm being told something and I have to try and sort of communicate and do that all at the same time, and I'm not a very good multitasker. Okay, let's do one more to round up the number. 5 of Cups. Okie dokie. So, as you can well see, there's something surrounding work, or it could be something that you're working on. And actually, this is making you feel in the 5 of Cups energy. And the thing is, when you're worrying about your stability, it can trigger us, and I'll use that word, into a state of lack. And that's where you have to kind of rise above that energy. And I know it can be really hard. I even find it hard sometimes, you know. But we have to remember that the things that are happening that are out of our control are the things that are meant to happen. So this sort of feeling disappointed, more than anything, it's like I feel really disappointed, that's going to shift. Now, this is what I want to talk about. Here's your student energy. And with the Knight of Wands, it's very sort of, he's very charismatic, hard worker, takes action, yeah? So with the 8 of Pentacles next to the Knight of Wands, whatever you're doing, you're meant to be doing. So it could be, I'm seeing all sorts in my mind. It could be anything that you are working on or towards, you know? It could be anything, right? So don't think, oh, well, I'm not earning money from this, so this can't be for me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's something that is building towards a fruitful career in something, you know? And we all have to start small. And one thing, well, before we even start, we have to be educated. So and you know what, it takes a very brave person to make these sorts of moves. You've got big changes coming in at a very fast pace. Now, it could have already happened, or it could be about to happen, but regardless of whichever one it is, honestly, there's nothing to panic about. Absolutely nothing to panic about. And I think when people burden us in relationships, it can make everything else seem so big. Like any small problem seems massive because somebody else has unsettled our souls, as I like to say. I'm going to run out of time.